Hey y'all, it's Katrina with Faith and Loops Crochet. Welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to go over different things that happen in my crochet journey. Today is part 2 of my inventory series. I'm going to be going over my items that are between $10 and $20. And let me tell you, it's a lot. I got 2 full bags over here to go through. But I do want to mention that part 1 in the series, I did go over my $5 to $8 items. And it was already up to $920. I actually forgot a bag and found it whenever I was getting this bag together. So my grand total was $920. And that wasn't including my daughter's inventory. So because I found a couple more items, I almost hit that $1,000 mark. I was real close. So my goal after the 3-part series is to have $3,600 in inventory. Wonder if I'm going to get it there or not. So whenever just touched base on how I do it, I do a Google sheet that has all of it, and I double check the inventory that I have in it, and then I total it up and see how much I have. I like to get a running count. It helps me with my market prep. If you're interested in me going over how I do my market prep and I have my everything set up on my Google Sheets, let me know below, and I'll do a video just specially dedicated to that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into my $10 to $20 items. That way we can go ahead and get going about our day. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with my $10 to $14 items. I'm going to pick this bag up over here. Oh, told you it's a lot. This is just bag number 1. So, hit the camera. So I'm going to go over these fairly quickly. So this pattern right here is by Drinker Crochet. I charge $15 for it, and it's made with large Sweet Snuggles or Sweet Snuggles regular. I only have one of these, but isn't he a cutie? So also, a lot of these are one and done. Some of them I do have several of them. This right here is just your standard bee pattern. I'm not sure who it's by. I do have a list of a lot of the patterns that I use. I'm not going to go through all the pattern designers. If you do see a particular pattern that you're interested in, feel free to message me or look in the doc and see if it's there. Sometimes you do have to copy and post the link in your browser. But this is just a standard bee pattern. I charge $12 for this. I consider this my medium bee. Now, these right here are like loaf cows. I try to keep all my things together that are smaller in Ziploc baggies. So I have a strawberry cow. I charge $10 for these cute little things. And I have a black one. I have 2 black ones, 2 brown ones, and I have 1 brown and white one. So altogether, I do have 6 of these that I'll be taking to market. And like I said, I charge $10 a piece. This right here goes into my daughter's inventory. It's a Crochet by Jenna pattern, and she done a wonderful job. And we're going to start this off at $12 and see how it does. I'm going to put this over here in the corner because I told my daughter I would get together all her inventory. She also done this cute little caterpillar, and we got $10 on it. All the color changes and bobble stitches did take her a little bit more time, so I told her that we would do $10 on it. And I think that this is a Crochet by Jenna pattern, but I'm not 100% sure. I know that she has one. All right, this is a Rose and Lily pattern. It's a free pattern. This is the small one, and it's done in Sweet Snuggles, and I have 15 on it. This pattern right here is a cute little, I call them desk bunnies because I can just see them on an office desk. I think they're bright and cheery, and I'm hoping that they sell. I haven't sold one yet. My mom did order one, but that was about it. I charge $15 for these, and I actually have these. Have the daisy, the dandelion, and hold on, I'm digging through the bag. This is why I keep them in Ziploc baggies, because I don't like to dig. All right. I have a daisy, a dandelion, and a sunflower. And it's a small sunflower. Charged $15 for these. And then I got my bananas. I have 3 of those. And like I said, I got to dig through the bag. That's why I normally put them in Ziploc baggies. So I got 2 angry bananas and 1 happy banana. And I charged $10 for these. And I have the 3 of them. This right here is a newer pattern. It is the Dashboard Duck by Bobble Stitch Queen. I did a pattern test on it and I fell in love, and I done like 4 of these in different sizes. This one's in regular Sweet Snuggles, so it did turn out bigger, and it's super cute. You see the little bobble for the nose. Then check out her pattern. I know it's on Etsy. I got this listed for $12. This right here is another make by my daughter, and it's just a octopus. There's several patterns out there like this. She did use the large Sweet Snuggles on this to make it a little bigger, and we got 12 on it. All right, I did do a video on different Valentine's Day gifts and different crochet patterns, and this was one of them. It is a cupcake, and this is a free pattern on Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and put it out and see if it sells. I have $10 on this. So this pattern is super cute, and she's got several out there now that are similar to this, but not exactly. They have a basic concept, but there is different stitching in it. And this is by Stacy Makes, and it is her skunk, and it is absolutely just a darling pattern. It's fun to work up. And I had these listed for $10, but I am thinking about moving it up to $12 because I do think they'll sell at $12. So I'm going to reprice these at $12. So I'm going to kick those to the side because I decided earlier I was going to change the price and I hadn't changed the tag yet. So I am going to put 12 on these. Now, like I said, she does have a similar pattern like that. Oh, look. I have another banana. So I actually have 4. I just found this one. I think I'm going to put these in a bag. Put these in the Ziploc bag because I lost one. I don't want to do that earlier. I'm going to slip this over here. I know they're not hers. See here. I know it's here somewhere. There it is. I found it. It was a sneaky squirrel. So this sneaky squirrel, like I said, is very similar to the skunk, but they are quite a bit different. They got a different face and everything, but it's got a similar concept. Great pattern. Love it. Both of them by Stacy Makes, and I'm going to have them both listed at $12. I only have one of the squirrels. I was going to make, honestly, I was going to make at least 2 of them. I ran out of time. So I didn't get to make 2, but hopefully he'll sell. I do think he's cute and just absolutely love the tail. Have one of those. Then she also came out with a similar pattern. When I say similar pattern, I mean the shape and the way she does the head and the way that she does the legs. They're all similar in that regard, but they are different patterns with different stitches. This one right here is her newest release, and it is a bunny. And I have this one listed at 10 because it doesn't have the tail and didn't take quite as long, but he is super cute. I believe this is Ginger. I think her name is Ginger. I know that her hamsters are Basil. I think this one's Ginger. I can't remember what the skunk and the squirrel is, but this was also going into the inventory, and that is $10. Then I have 2 of these, and I typically don't do this, but these 2 are listed at $14. And the reason they're $14 is there's kind of a noticeable difference whenever you have them all lined up with my $15 ones. Some of the Sweet Snuggles, if you've worked with the Sweet Snuggles variegated, some of it's a lot thinner. And these 2 skeins of yarn were a lot thinner than the regular Sweet Snuggles that I use. So they did come out a little bit smaller. So I did make them $1 cheaper a piece. So I have 2 of these, I do believe. Yes, I have 2 of these at $14. All right, I'm going to go over some of my bagged items. So these right here are the Mushy crushies. Love the name. Love these. If you've seen any of my videos, I talk about how these are our conversation bees. I enjoy doing these, and I love having them on my table. So I do have a purple one, 2 different shades of blue. I have a teal one and a pink one. So altogether, I have 5 of these going to market, and I charge $10 for them. Put them back in the bag. So normally I have this little section of like the red hot dog bowls that you see or at different restaurants and stuff like that. I got some at the dollar store, and I set these kind of on the end, and these get a lot of attention. And these are the hot dogs. I love the ears and the way they're just kind of stick up. You can stitch them down, but I like how they're kind of funky. I do have these listed at $12. You do have to sew this part on, which is a little bit tricky if you're using something like Sweet Snuggles, because we all know it's kind of hard to sew with. But these 2 right here are going to be sitting on the end of the table along with my chicken nuggets. Now, these are a $5 item, but because I wanted to keep them in the bag with this because they go in the same area, I went ahead and kept them in this bag instead of doing it with my $5 to $8 items. But I do charge $5 for the chicken nuggets and $12 for the hot dogs. I have 2 hot dogs and 6 little chicken nuggets. Now, in the same basket with the little chicken nuggets, I also have the mama nugget and the daddy nugget. So they're with the little nuggets in the tray. Daddy has 3 nuggets that he hangs out with, and mama has 3 baby nuggets she'll hang out with, and the hot dogs will be somewhere in between. So the mama and daddy nuggets, I charge 10 a piece for these. So if you're familiar with Stacy Makes, you might be familiar with Old Soul Factory Tara. That's Stacy Makes' daughter. And she also does patterns too. And I have a couple of them that I've done from her. This is one of her patterns, and this is Tice the Turtle. She did come out with a big one, but I'm on a pattern ban until after this craft fair. That will be a purchase I make. So I do have 4 of Tice the Turtle. I have one in yellow, one in blue, one in teal, and one in pink. And I have these listed at $12. So everybody's been talking about the chick and eggs. So I've tried it a couple of different ways. So I did do some chicks and eggs, and I'm going to charge $10 for them. They turned out really cute, but I'm not 100% happy with them. It is cute. I'm not 100% happy with them because I think it's because I used the Sweet Snuggles. So I'm going to use Burnett next time. Was planning on using them, but didn't get to. And I have 2 of the brown ones and 2 of the yellow ones. And I have them listed at $10 a piece. So I have 4 of those all together in my inventory. So these right here are a gecko, a lizard. Now, I had originally had 6 or 5 of these. I've only sold 2 of them. But at my last fair, I decided to knock them down $2, and they started moving. I had them listed at $12, and they weren't selling. I changed the price to $10, and I've already sold 2 of them. When I didn't sell any for like 3 or 4 markets, I dropped the price down $2, and I sold 2 of them at 2 markets. So 1 at each market. So I think that's good. So I do have 3 of these. I'm not going to make any more unless I just happen to sell these, because I do think they're cute on the table. But if they're not going to move, they're just taking up room. So I do have a couple of axolotls. I haven't made any more, and I'm not going to, because if you watch my last video, axolotls sell really well. The pink ones do. And if you don't have the pink ones, they don't sell as well. And the sweet snuggles that I have, the pink, is horrible to work with, and it's not very pretty. So I decided I wasn't going to make any more until all of them were kind of sold for the most part. I might clearance some of the last ones out so I can move in Burnett blanket or another type of yarn. But I do have 3 of these. And this is what I consider my medium-sized axolotl. And this is a pattern by Crochet Grove. And I have 2 purple ones, one dark purple and light purple, one orange and purple, and then a yellow and orange. So I have 3 of those. This was a pattern test that I did for a little baby dragon. I'm not 100% happy with how it come out. It did come out cute, but it was quite a bit of work that I didn't anticipate. So I do have this at $12. Not sure if it's going to sell or not, but I do think it's cute. So I have 2 of these dinosaurs. I have both of these at $12 a piece. These were some of my first makes. I made a set of 4 of them in these colors, and they've been traveling with me. So they'll continue traveling with me until I either sell them or clearance them. But I do have these at $12 a piece, and they've been at every single market that I've had. So they're not the best sellers for me. But I'm going to continue to keep them on the table because every now and again, like I said, I started off with 4. So these might go this time. We'll see. Keep a mental note on those. And then I have a blue kitty cat. This is another make by my daughter. She does not have a price on it, but I'm pretty sure that we agreed that it was $10. I'll have to make sure that she gets a price on it. I'm going to put it with her inventory. I also have 2 of these large spiders. I've done these in Sweet Snuggles regular, and I have them for $15. I have sold 2 of them in the past, so I'm hoping that these might sell as well. They do turn out a lot bigger in the Sweet Snuggles regular, and I just have the 2. I have these 2 guys. These were a pattern by Kindmaker, and I've done a lot of tweaking with those. These were my original mallard ducks. I have 2 of these left, and if you can tell, I use the same hook on both of these. This is a prime example of tension changing, yarn changing, mood changing whenever you crochet. These are the same exact pattern, same exact hook. Don't know why or how they came out that much different. But I do have them both listed at $12. Don't typically do that, but I didn't want to make a whole nother SKU because these are the last 2, and I don't plan on making any more because I replaced them with this guy. This guy's a lot cuter. So this one's by Stacy Makes. It's one of her setting bird patterns. I believe it's the first setting bird pattern set that she came out with. She has 3 of them. I have them all. You might see some in the next bag. But this one right here was a pattern test I had. And I do believe this. No, this was not the pattern. This was not. I had the, what did I have? I had the Robin in the 3.0, and in the first one I had the Penguin. I had the Penguin. This one right here is in the 1.0 pattern set, but I actually got the Penguin pattern test, but I had to do this one too. So I have this one at $15, but I wanted to show it with the other ones just to show you the difference. I'm going to be going from these to these because these are a lot cuter. So I just have the one, I do believe. No, no. I have the two, I think. I'm going to set these aside in the other bag in case I find more. All right. Now, this right here, I have two pencils. This is a pattern by Go & Crochet-Z. It comes with a crayon pattern. I have these two, and they're the only two I made. I want to see if they sell. I have these listed at $10. I have this Stingray. I have had him for a little bit. He hasn't quite moved. We shall see if he sells this summer or ends up in the clearance. He is $12. So I have a few of the makes that I made for my Valentine's Day video where I went over some free patterns. I am going to go ahead and display these on the table. Not sure if they'll sell or not, but they are pretty. This one right here is the heart snail. I have it for $12. And this one right here I think is cute anytime. I don't think it's necessarily Valentine's Day. I think he's super cute. And I have him listed at $12 as well. This was one of my first makes, like, ever. It was my very first turtle that I ever made. He has been traveling with me from day one. I think this was one of my first ever, I think it was like my first ever, like, burlap blanket project. And I have him at $15. He has traveled with me everywhere. He's actually been picked up quite a few times. It's one of those ones that's going to be like a happy, sad moment. I'm going to be happy that he finds his forever home, but it's like one of our first pieces. So it's like one of those, like, kind of torn. But he's going to market with me, and he is $15. And then I have one of these. This is another one of my first makes that I took to market. This one right here is for $10, and it is a, what's it called? Mushy boy? A mushy boy? Yeah, a mushy boy. This one's a girl. It's got a pink hat. The mushy girl. And this was another one of my Valentine's Day makes, and this is a swinging heart. I have it listed for $10, and I don't have, but the other heart is the only other swinging pattern I have, so we shall see how they sell. And then one last pattern that I have, this one is a butterfly, and it is by Madeline Mako. It's not exactly how her pattern is. I did do a little bit, a few things different to make it a butterfly. I think this was actually her bee pattern. Yeah, this was her bee and her ladybug pattern, but I wanted it to be a butterfly, so I modified it in a few different ways. It's been a while since I made it, so I can't tell exactly the difference between the pattern, but that's where I got it. And I have this one for $15. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything else in this bag, and then I'll be back with you and we'll go over the other bag. Okay, so I got that bag all put up and out of the way. So I went ahead and done the inventory, done the count and everything. I'm done with that bag, which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the next bag, which is a full bag. So I'm going to try to make it quick because this video is already starting to get long. So I have axolotls, and there is kind of a theme with this. The yellows and the purples are not selling for me. I do have these at $15, and I have 4 of them. So I did jump on the bandwagon, and I started doing love cat. So I have this love cat right here, and I meant to change the face on it, but I didn't get around to it. I know there's several people that said, because I said it didn't sell for me, and they said it didn't sell because it looks sad. So I do plan on changing the face on it, but it might be the next market because I didn't even think about it until I've seen it now. So I might want to change that. So I do have this one too, which they're both about the same size. Do you think I have, yeah, I have another one down here. These two I have for $15. And the larger one I have for $18. I think this is the only larger one that I have, and I think I have another one of these, but I have to dig down in the bag and get them. So I do have those, and I'll review those here in a minute. I have one loaf dog, and I think he did turn out cute, and I have him for $15 as well. I have this guy right here, which is an all from Jade pattern, and I have him listed for $20. I have some of the Mabel chickens. I have, and I do believe I have one more. Yep. I have 3 of these, and I have these for $15 as well. I have this super cute beehive. I think this is just absolutely darling and would look so cute in a little bee kitchen. I have this for $15. It's a very quick make, even though there's quite a few rounds because it's pretty repetitive. So I really, really like this pattern. It is by Crochet Grove. So this guy right here is a elephant by Madeline Mako. I have him listed at $14, but I do think I'm going to up him to at least $15. So I'm going to set him aside so I can increase his price to $15. Now, I did make several of these, and I don't know how many I made, but I made some. Oh, wait. And I made some more. And wait, I made some more. Yeah, I made some more. And I made some more. So, I've made a few of these. Do you think I like the pattern? Made of quite a few. So I'm going to go over these real quick. All right, so these are all by Stacy Makes. These are her setting bird patterns, and it's 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. So I actually got to pattern test the 1.0 and the 3.0, and then I bought, as soon as I could, the 2.0. And thank you, Stacy, for letting me pattern test. So I do have quite a few of these. So I'm going to go ahead and go over them. This guy right here is a cardinal, and I'm in Kentucky, so there's a lot of cardinal fans. So I did make him a burnet blanket because I wanted him to be a little bit bigger. And I am going to charge, I think, $18 to $20 for this guy. I have not put the price tag on him. I have not decided how much I want to charge for him. I keep bouncing back and forth between 18 and 20. So I'm going to set this aside because I haven't figured out the price yet. And by the end of this video, and when I total my numbers, I will come up with it. But yeah, don't know exactly yet. So I'm going to set him to the side. I did mention these earlier and said I was going to set them aside. These are going to be the new mallard duck that I'm going to be using. I do have these for $15, and I have 3 of these. And then I do think that these chickens are going to go pretty good. So I did make 3 of these. Turned out so cute. I think this one's my favorite one. So I have 3 of these, and I am going to have those listed for $15 at market. And then these 2 are my pattern test. So I got to pattern test the penguin, and I got to pattern test the robin, and I got 1 of each of these done. I planned on making more of these, but I was running out of good brown sweet snuggles, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do there. But I got 2 of these, and these are $15 a piece. So I have 2 of these. These are Madeline Mako's giraffe pattern. I'm not sure if this was one of her retired patterns or not. I do apologize if it is. And if you look right there, you can tell that something was going on with Sweet Snuggle Flight because a lot of my products are like 2 different sizes here. I went ahead and have these listed at the same price. They are both listed at $18. I'm just going to make sure they're not on display right next to each other. But these have these two and have 18 on those. And then I have two of these. This is actually the large pattern and the small pattern, or this is the large pattern and the medium pattern by Crochet Grove. And I do think that they're very similar size and they don't have enough of a size difference for a price difference. So I do have these listed at 15, and I won't be doing the large anymore unless it's in a different yarn. But I have two of these and both of them are listed at 15. I have a Madeline Mako cow. This little cutie right here is for $15, and he's got his little chunky belly. He's so cute. This was another one of the patterns that I did for Valentine's Day, but I kind of think that he goes a little bit more like he could sell almost anytime. This was a free pattern, and it was an awesome pattern. I really enjoyed it, and I plan on doing it again and maybe replacing this with a fish. I think that would be really cute and be something that you could sell year round. And I have him listed for $20. All right, so I did find some more of these loaf cats. I thought I had some more in the bottom. So these two right here, let's see. These two right here are the larger ones, and I have these for two for 18, and I have these three listed for 15 a piece. And that is all the loaf cats that I have. Now I do have, yeah, that's all the cats that I have as far as in this bag goes. So this is a Madeline Mako monkey as well. I'm not sure if it's one of her retired patterns. She retired quite a few of them, which is kind of sad. Hopefully she redesigns them and comes out with them again because they are some patterns that I love. All right, this one right here I have listed for $16. And this is another Madeline Mako pattern, and this one has the baby safe eyes, and I'm just so happy with their embroidered eyes, how they turned out on this one. And I have this listed for $20. This right here is one of them that goes into my daughter's inventory, and it is a snake. And we have it listed for $15 as well, so that will go into her inventory. She also did another one of Crochet Grove's patterns, which was her Triceratops. And we have this listed at $15 that will be going into her inventory. I got to do another pattern test. I've had a ball with pattern tests. I got to do Osode Factory's camel, which turned out really, really cute. Now this right here is actually done in fog, and it has more of a brown look to it in person, but I think it shows up a little bit gray on camera. But it does have more of like a brownish greenish tint. But it does seem like it's gray on camera, but it's not gray. I have this one for $18. I have two of these pigs. I'm not sure who the pattern designer is. I would have to look it up. I have these right here. They're the same pattern as my little pattern. They're just done in Sweet Snuggles regular. And I have two of these. And then I have my large bee. My large bee is $18. And I'm not sure about the wings. I'm not going to change them. They are what they are, but I think the wings are a little bit too floppy. But it is what it is. He'll get loved and get his forever home one day. All right. So now I have the capybara, and he turned out a lot bigger than what I thought. He turned out quite a bit different than what I thought. I have him listed for $15, and can't remember who the pattern designer is on this one either. So I have just a few more items left. This right here is a pattern by All From Jade, and I have both of these listed at $15, and they'll be going to market with me. I have just a couple items left. I have two left to be exact. I have this pattern right here, which is, I do believe it's Parker the Pig, and it's by Stacy Makes, and I have it listed for $18. This was actually one of them that I made at the crochet retreat last year, and I got to try it for free, and I think he just turned out cute. So I'll be taking him to market as well. And then I also have this right here that is from Crochet by Grove's book that I made as one of my pattern tests, and I have it listed for $15. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all this and total it all up so I can come back and give you a total of what you've seen in this video. And then I'm going to give you a grand total of what I have so far for inventory for the market and what my daughter does too. So I'll be right back. Hey y'all, I'm back. So I finally totaled up all the numbers and got it done, and I ended up with more than what I thought I had in the $10 to $20 range. So all of my items for the $10 to $20 price range was $1,350. So just my $10 to $20 items is pretty awesome. That I ended up doing that amount because I didn't think I had that amount. So my grand total, once I add in my $5 to $8 items, yeah, I'm up to $2,270. So I'm thinking that there's a good possibility that I might meet my $3,600 goal for this market. I went ahead and did my daughter's inventory too. So she had $74 in the $10 to $20 price range. And if I add it with her $5 to $8 items, her inventory right now is standing at $113. So she's going with a little bit of inventory too. So this wraps up part 2 of my inventory series. I am actually going to be doing another video over my inventory, and this is going to be my $25 and up items. That one should be a shorter video because they're much bigger items. I do have like 2.5 bags, but they're so big I don't think it's going to be that long of a video. So if you stayed with me, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would, please like and subscribe if you like this content and like to see more. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. God bless.